Morning, children. I would like me to state for the viewers that Dean does have access to some other digger. I wasn't listening, to be fair, and I don't really know what he wants me to say. What? A what? Yeah, I can take them across now. What's he got access to? A 5-ton and a 1-ton tractor machine. Are you trying to say that people think he's a povo because he's only got one digger? The one digger can do everything. Everything. The road forms need to go back today, so we don't get charged another fortnight's hire on them. So we need to get them washed off. So I've got sheep in. Sorry, I missed that bit out. Nelly Grey was lovely. Anything without a mark is going back in here and going back in the field. Anything with a mark is either going to collection centre or to the auction, and in that case we want them dry, so they're staying in. Only a day apart, so it's not the end of the world. That is all of the Lamborghinis we have left. Tell me you've been sorting sheep without telling me you've been sorting sheep. I've got wet knees. So, some of the sheep, I think there's a 25 or something, God knows, they are going to the auction. Now, they are the heavier ones, because you only get paid up to a certain amount when you send them dead weight. I got dead excited thinking I'd washed all the road forms and didn't realise that these ones hadn't been collected. That was such a downer, like, I was like, oh no.
So you can have one being report off Hartbury College.
Allison's teaching me.
It repeats.
This is Allison.
Hiya.
AKA Samson the Suffolk on everything. It's how did you even come to be here? Well, we were friends online, and then I saw her one day in a van parked in a lay-by next to the cattery, and Roy was in front of me in the tractor, I think, and he shouted on the phone, like, Allison's at this lay-by. So I literally... It was hands-free, obviously. Just putting that in there. So I ran back to a van to say, Allison, how are you? Do you want a brew? And then, so she turned up for a brew to the wrong farm and then the right farm. But actually...
I've never left. I'm still sat here 2 months later.
But we didn't realise at the time, we actually needed her. Like, we really needed her. So she's coming to talk about, she works for NMR, and she's coming to talk about tags, BVD, DNA, genomic testing, Yonis, that kind of thing. Milk
vending machines as well.
No, not that. We're not allowed to do that. No, that's in the contract. We're not allowed to do that. What's that? Milk testing.
Oh, genome cells.
Yeah, and that.
Test, yes.
Yeah, she does lots of testing for stuff.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, it's a good job she's not testing me. I was going to say something interesting. So I literally just went to get paperwork, and I'd set the wagon up with Roy like this, and he was like, oh, yeah, I'll give you a minute to do your paperwork. Came back, and the sheep had loaded this out. Hi, Liz! So that's all the girls away to the auction, and I'm just going to package the road phones back up and take them to Carlisle so that we don't get charged for another fortnight's hire, because I've just had to admit that I ran over a road form when bringing them back to the depot. So yeah, slightly embarrassed. We're doing the concreting for the robot room. And I've just taken the road phones back to Carlisle and had to admit that I squashed one. 35 quid later. Tomorrow we're gonna put the steels up in these holes. Now that's exciting. That is exciting. I'm ready! If I didn't video it, the concrete didn't come. So throughout this project, we've discovered that I am maybe not the best Merlot driver ever. To be fair, his sign language is crap.
Yeah, now.
As soon as there's concrete, here she comes. So this is the collection centre. It is like the auction, but not the auction. These are going straight to the abattoir. So you want things that are finished and ready, if you know what I mean, and to a certain weight and specification. So anything really heavy we've sent to the auction, and anything that fits within what they want we've sent here. So obviously them herdwicks aren't ours, they're ours there. And then these guys here have just arrived. Roy has a sneaky suspicion that has just delivered diesel at our house. So Dean and Gary are busy on the building site, and it's nothing to do with me, let me tell you. Oh, these are such dainty steels. You'd think we were housing elephants. Oh, you're so musical, you two.
Can't stress enough, you're gonna lose a little and it's gonna be tough. Hit the ground running with your super stuff. Get caught, get loose again. Everybody asking what's happening. Let them know about the refashioning. Get hot, get hot, get hot, get.
So the robot rooms are sort of half in. That one's square and needs concreting ASAP before that one can be attached to it, because they don't want to make this one not square by attaching that one to it. There is something along those lines. So yeah, this is where we're up to today. Everything's leveled out ready. Concrete's going in. How to tip your bucket over to make concrete come out of one side. So I ran it over with the mellow. I didn't even see it or realise it was there. Yeah. So obviously I told them when I got there, and 35 quid. It's not that bad, is it? It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. And I can't blame anybody other than me. Not at all. There was no one even near. So tomorrow these need attaching together, and those need to come out The panels need to be dropped in and then they need to be put back in, but obviously they needed them in now to square them up. I am gonna go and take some more creep to the lambs in the field. Oh, the auction lambs did amazingly well. They were slightly larger. I'll actually just put the report on so you can have a read, see what you think. They were slightly larger lambs, but yeah, they did really, really well. We were super, super pleased about that. Dumbia lambs, they only went this morning, so we won't know for the next few days. But when that comes back, I'll tell you the difference in pence per kilo, etc, etc. But yeah, I'm gonna go and feed them lambs. Actually can't be bothered putting the quad bike trailer on, so I'm just going to take them on the back of the dog box. I'll take Nell Gray and let her have a little run around the sheep. The ground is dire. I think we might move our feeding station along a little bit. The weather is definitely against us.
And we won't be told no, screaming to the pistols on the radio. 20 drums are banging in our frenzy beat, and all your friends are gathering down in the street. Tie your fancy laces round your dancing feet and just...
Oh, she's clever. Oh, she's so good. She's so good. Here, we'll go see these ones. Evening, children. So, end of the video, and I just wanted to put up the prices we'd got from the auction, which we were super pleased with, and just discuss with you some of the charges, because when I'd put it up, I realised that some people wouldn't actually know what they meant. So, first of all, we'll talk about the commission is obviously that goes to the auction for selling the animals for you because you've used their service. And then you've got other things, and amongst those there is the AHDB levy. Now, I'm only going to talk about that because I saw a video yesterday. It was on TikTok, but it was somebody calling for the absolute abolition of the AHDB, and they linked it in with Red Tractor. So it was like it was one entity, completely separate, nothing to do with each other. But yeah, I just thought I'd just highlight what it cost and what we're getting for that money. And I've said this several times with the HDB. I have done a little bit of work with them in the past, and a lot of farmers still don't know what they do. That's it. Simple layman's terms. What do they do? So when we go and do live streams and such like, it always gets very highbrow, and you know, you end up talking about overriding issues and stuff like that instead of just brass tacks. Do you know what I mean? So AHDB, what do they do? So if you look at my auction receipt, we sent 25 lambs, and off that there was a £15 charge that went to the levy, right? So they take it off you. You don't get a choice. It's not a voluntary thing. They take it off you at the auction before you get your money. What do you get from the AHDB? Well, it's actually really interesting. I likened it to, and I had an idea a long time ago to do like an advertisement for them, and it was a filing cabinet. Such a simple thing, information. And the idea in my video was to take the filing cabinet onto the top of the silage pit. So say, for instance, I wanted information regarding testing silage for quality, or sheets, silage sheets, thickness of panels, the SAFO regulations for runoff, anything. The AHDB have the knowledge, and they also have the information readily available for you, should you choose to access it. Now, this is the bit that they get a little bit unstuck with. The system isn't the easiest to use. The website isn't brilliant. That is just the case. But there is so much information there to be had out of them. They have done the research. So, for instance, we were building a new cowshed. You've seen this. We've been doing it today. The height of the hailstones, what should it be? The AHDB have that answer. Thickness of concrete, airflow in sheds. Honestly, there is so much that you can gain from just going and looking. And I think that it is probably a very underutilised thing, and people just feel like they take money off you. For a lamb, with regards to export, and we'll stick to lamb for now just because that's what we're talking about, the AHDB have added £35 a head onto my beast because they are utilising offal that would in this country be not very appetizing to any of us. I'm not being funny. I'm not going to eat sheep's kidneys or whatever, or tongues or toes. And they make that available to foreign markets, and therefore it increases the price of your lambs. So yes, you're paying £15 across 25 lambs, but you're also gaining per lamb £35 from the AHDB inadvertently, because they are increasing the value of your animal by doing successful import-export deals. It's such a conversation, but it's so hard to get across to people without them thinking that you're on the, I don't know, that you're somehow indoctrinated by them. I think it's because it's not voluntary. I think it's because they're taking money and it isn't voluntary. People just have it in their head that they want to hate them. But actually, honestly, there is such a hive of information there that if you went to access it, it would be fairly interesting and definitely worth its weight in gold to you, and would definitely justify the amount of levy that you've got to pay. Now, I am in no way affiliated or employed or paid by the AHDB, 100%, definitely not. But I have sat in conversations where I have asked these down-to-earth questions. What do we get for our money? How much money do you add per lamb for the export market? Basically, what are you doing for us? You're taking money, what are you doing? So yeah, it's just a really interesting conversation. But I think I'll leave it there for now because it's actually quite heavy. If you got to the end of that, you deserve a medal, as per usual. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Remember, subscribing costs you nothing and it really does help me out. Love you long time, and I'll see you next time.